So orbital velocity V naught is equals to, what is the formula we got? V naught is equals to under root gm by r. Under root gm by r. Here small r is r plus h. R is equals to r plus h we have seen. And also whenever it is the near the earth's surface, at that time directly what will get? Under root gm by capital R only. Now this formula in terms of small g, if I want to get, what I have to do? I have to multiply and then divide with r. So that what will get here? Gm by r square, nothing but what? Small g, r is remaining. This is a V naught we got. Not only for the earth, for any planet that will be. And also whenever you see the same orbital velocity formula in terms of the density, means that will be how much? 4 by 3 pi rho g r into r. Why? Because the g value is this only. 4 by 3 pi rho g r into r will get. So that V naught is equals to, what will get here? 4 by 3 pi rho g r square, nothing but r will come outside. So these are the formulas we have seen. And also after that we have find the orbital velocity of a satellite which is revolving around the earth. For any satellite, what should be the orbital velocity? Which is revolving around the earth, how much? What is the velocity? 8 km per second. Whenever you see the escape velocity, what is that value? 11.2 kilometers. And also we can say the relation between the orbital velocity and then escape velocity is root 2 times of V naught. And after that we have seen that energies, kinetic energy, potential energy and then total energy. So kinetic energy in terms of gmm by r we will discuss. So kinetic energy formula, what is what we got? Gmm by 2r we got. Gmm by 2r. Next potential energy is how much? Minus gmm by just r only. Not 2r, just r. Then I said total energy is equals to minus ke. Minus ke nothing but what will get here? Minus gmm by 2r. Then what is the binding energy? Shortcut formula. Binding energy is equals to what I can say? Modulus of total energy. Modulus of total energy, that is gmm by 2r only we will get here also. And also we have seen the relation between the kinetic energy, potential energy and then total energy. So what is that? What I can write? Ke is equals to kinetic energy is equals to what I can write? Binding energy. Ke is equals to B. That binding energy is equals to minus T. Why? Because here gmm by 2r is there, here minus gmm by 2r is there. So that minus T. Then what will get here? Again in terms of potential energy, that will be minus P divided by 2. P divided by 2, if you do, you will get the same value only again. So that will be minus Pe by 2. I said this is very important. Kinetic energy, binding energy and then that is equals to minus total energy, that is minus potential energy by 2. And also we have seen the energy curve also. If I take the energy, all the energies in this way on the distance r on the x-axis, at that time we have seen that in the kinetic energy is inversely proportional to how much? R, right? Inversely proportional to 2r even. In the positive axis there is nothing is there, so that only kinetic energy Ke is inversely proportional to 2r. Next one, potential energy is inversely proportional to minus r. So inversely proportional means what will get? Rectangular hyperbola. Potential energy is inversely proportional to minus r. Next, total energy is how much? Total energy is equals to minus gmm by 2r, nothing but total energy is inversely proportional to 2r. Inversely proportional to r means we got here inversely proportional to 1 by 2r, nothing but what will we get here? This is 1 by r, this is 1 by r, this will be somewhere here, it will be 1 by 2r will be there, no? Half of the 1 by r will be there. For example, here it is 10 means this will be obviously 5 only. So that here somewhere else it will have like this. Now we have to get the curve here like this. This is the total energy is inversely proportional to 2r. Potential energy is inversely proportional to r. We are getting here half of that value, nothing but above that only we have to get. So that above that we got 1 by 2r total energy. These are the energy curves we have drawn yesterday. And after that what we have seen? I think work done to shift a satellite, I think. Yes sir. Work done is equals to what I can write? To shift a satellite whenever we are having kinetic energy and potential energy. If both are there, nothing but what you have to take? change in the total energy. Work done is equals to change in the total energy. So that is what we will get here, minus GMM by 2R is the work done to shift a satellite, otherwise object, from one orbit to another orbit. Now the same thing again, for example, if I given the radiuses of the orbits, if I want to shift the satellite from the radius R1, from the orbit of radius R1 to the orbit of radius R2, at that time what is the formula you have to use? Again work done is equals to change in the total energy only. Change in the total energy means total energy final minus total energy initial we will take. Total energy final up to what orbit we are changing? Up to R2 orbit. So that what will get here, minus GMM by 2R2 minus total energy initial, nothing but what will get again, minus GMM by, from which orbit you are moving? R1. So that what will get here, 2R1. From this I can take GMM by 2 common, then what will be remaining for us? 1 by R1 minus 1 by R2. This is the work done. And also you might be seen in the assignment one more problem in day before yesterday, that change in the velocity. Some of the people got that doubt. Change in the velocity, additional velocity required, like that they have got the formula. One problem they got, additional velocity required. So for that nothing is there. Here instead of change in total energy, what you have to take? Change in kinetic energy. If you get, you will get the answer. Clear, right? Otherwise this total change in the total energy only you can take in terms of half mv naught square. If you take like that, then you will get the answer there. That's it. Next today we will start the Kepler's laws. Kepler's laws. What time is over? Only 10 minutes is there. 9 to 10 only. 8:30 to 9:30, no?
Yes, ma'am.
Only 1 hour. 9:30, na? Yes, yes. No, daily my class will be 1.5 hour class, no? So that I got confused. Kepler's laws. Kepler's laws. In that, first of all, law of orbits. Law of orbits or first law. Law of orbits or first law. So here Kepler's first law states that all the planets will be revolving around the sun in which orbits? Elliptical orbits. That's it. That's theory only. That is, all the planets will be revolving around the sun in elliptical orbits, and sun will be present at any one of its focus. This is one focus, this is one focus. These are the focus points we will take, and then sun will be present at any one of its focus. So whenever the sun is present here, at that time all the orbits will be revolving around it. Even sun can be present here also, anywhere, but sun will be at any one of its focus. So that what happens, nothing but all the planets will be revolving around the sun in elliptical orbits. And also here one more thing will be there, that is what we call this axis as. Longer is there, no? Longer nothing but we will take it as semi-major axis. This one is a major axis, this one is a minor axis. So this is a major axis, semi-major axis, and then this is a semi-minor axis. We will take the radius of this axis is B, and then radius of this axis is A we will take. Semi-major axis and then semi-minor axis. And also whenever you see the points near to the sun, we call as it as perihelion, and then which is opposite to the sun, that is called as ephelion. Near the sun is perihelion, another is epihelion we call. So that point is not necessary, but you have to get an idea about that. It will not come, however. So Kepler's law is not much important, but in that law of periods will be there. That will be important. What I said yesterday itself, I think I solved that. What is that? T square is directly proportional to r cube we got, right? So instead of r cube, what will get? Nothing but a cube we will get. Okay. So here mainly the Kepler's first law states that the sun will be present at any one of its focus points, and then all the planets will be revolving around the sun in which orbits? Elliptical orbits. Then next one is law of areas. Law of areas or second law. What law of areas states? Nothing but, so here I will take the sun is presenting here. So what I said, all the planets will be revolving around the sun in which orbits? Elliptical orbits. So for example, I have taken a planet here. Let me take Earth and another, otherwise any other planet. Now what happening? The distance between the sun and then planet is, let me take small r is the distance. I have taken this as a smaller. Now what happens means in time t, in delta t time, what happens? This planet will be revolving, right? It will displaces. So for example, it is coming from here to here. Here to here, it is sweeping this much of area. It is covering this much of area in how much time? Delta t time. So which is covering nothing but the radius vector is covering this much of area. Let me take the area is A1 here. Then next one, whenever you take the same planet in some other place, let me take, I have taken here at this place, same planet only. Now what happening? Nothing but here this is the radius vector now from the planet to the sun. Then what happens in the same time delta t? For example, in 1 hour, it is sweeping this much of area. Again in the same time delta t, what happens? Nothing but it will sweep same area only. If you find out this area and then this area, both should be same. So what law of area states? Nothing but a planet revolving around the sun will sweep equal areas in equal intervals of time. So here interval of time is how much? Delta t. Again same delta t only here you have taken. Now this is the area A1, it is sweeping nothing but this is the area A2. So I said that a planet revolving around the sun will sweep equal areas. This area, if we measure, the both will be same only. So equal areas in equal intervals of time. So for this we will have some derivation in terms of the angular momentum that we will solve. First of all, write Kepler's laws. Verify chestuna. Write Kepler's laws. First law. All the planets will revolve. Around the sun. All the planets will revolve around the sun in elliptical orbits. And the sun will present at any one of its foci or at any one of its focus points. At any one of its focus point. Draw the first diagram. Clear? Next one, law of areas. Law of areas or Kepler's second law. Law of areas or Kepler's second law. For a planet revolving around the sun, the line joining sun and planet, will sweeps equal areas in equal intervals of time. Will sweeps equal areas in equal intervals of time. Like that, A1 is equals to A2, in delta t time interval. Draw the diagram. Take the angular displacement as theta here, d theta. Wait re, eat, sleep, ಮತ್ತೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು? What is that re? Stand once. ಅದೇನೋ ಬೇರೆ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜ್ ಏನೋ ಇದೆ, ತೆಪ್ಲ ಅಂತ. ರಿಪೀಟಾ? ದೆನ್ ಇಲ್ಲ, ತೆಪ್ಲ ಅನ್ನಂದಿದೆ. Finished? It's done. Why will scare that much, Harsha? Finished? Ma, you are not Picasso. Draw fast. So here I have said that the planet will cover, this is a planet, P is nothing but planet. The planet will cover what I said, equal areas in equal intervals of time. First of all, I will find out the area A1. For that it is changing, no, so that I will take it as dA1, area A1. Can I take it as approximately triangle? Triangle I can take, right? So that what is the area of the triangle? Half into base is R, half into base into height. This much of height, let me take, that is a L. So that L is, can I say that is arc length? If I consider this as a sector, then it is arc length only, right? So I will take it as dl. dA1 is equals to half r into dl. Then half r into, what is the dl means arc length here? R into d theta, right? What is the theta formula? Arc length by radius only. So dl is equals to what I can write? Theta into r. So d theta, by the way, I have taken. So r into d theta. Now here what I can write, this one as half r square into d theta. I said that it will covers equal areas in equal intervals of time. I have to take interval of time also. So what I will do, nothing but I will just divide with dt here, delta t here. Why? Because I am taking the interval is how much? Delta t only here. Now dA1 by dt, for the first planet, the change of area with respect to the time interval is how much? Nothing but here half r square. This one is what? D theta by dt, nothing but what? Omega, angular velocity omega. So dA1 by dt is equals to half r square omega. Now I want to get in terms of angular velocity. angular velocity, angular momentum. What's the angular momentum formula? Yesterday we have seen L is equals to mvr, right? L is equals to mvr, nothing but what I can write in the place of v, v is equals to r omega into r. So that what I can write, mr square omega. Correct? So here r square omega is there, only which is not there? M is not there. So that what I can write, I multiply and then divide with m. Then what I will get? 1 by 2m into what I can write directly L. So that dA1 by dt is equals to L by 2m we got. And the law itself states that what? Equal areas in equal intervals of time. So that what I can write here, dA1 by dt is equals to dA2 by dt. That is stated by law itself. Now what I can write, L by 2m is equals to, L1 by 2m is equals to L2 by 2m. Then what I can say, L1 is equals to L2. Then finally what we can say means angular momentum will be constant. So for any planet which is revolving around the sun, always angular momentum will be constant. That is what we wanted to prove with this law, that is equal areas in equal intervals of time. So here Kepler's law states that the planet will sweeps the radius vector which is joining the sun and then planet will sweeps equal areas in equal intervals of time. So what I can write here, A1 is equals to A2. Before that, first of all I will prove what is that A. A1 is the area covering in how much time? Delta t time. So that I will take first of all dA1 is equals to half into base into height. Height is how much here? Length is the base into length is the height here. So that from the sector what I can write, d theta is equals to dl by r only. Theta is equals to arc length by radius only. Then dl is equals to what I can write, r into d theta. Now 1 by 2 into r into, in the place of dl, r into d theta I have written. So that half r square d theta by dt. Now divided by dt, why I am doing nothing but I am saying that in how much time interval it is covering? Delta t time. So that only delta t I have taken here. Now dA1 by dt, however it is constant only, that is equals to half r square into omega. Now for this I want to get in terms of angular momentum. Angular momentum formula is what? mr square into omega. I don't have m, so that I am multiplying and then dividing with m. So that what will get here? L by 2m. If I multiply with here omega, again omega and then m square, then what will get? L square by 2 omega m square will get. Anything we can take. So that L by 2m. Now Kepler's law states that it will sweeps equal areas in equal intervals of time. So that dA1 by dt is equals to dA2 by dt. So at area A1 we are having the angular momentum L1. At area A2 we are having the angular momentum L2. Of the same planet only, of course, mass is same. So that 2m gets cancelled, then L is equals to constant. For all the planets which are revolving in the orbits, always angular momentum will be constant. Clear? Write that. For all the planets which are revolving around the sun, in that only write one more point. For all the planets which are revolving around the sun, angular momentum is constant. Angular momentum is constant. Copy that. Where is Uday? ఎన్ని సార్లు పోతున్నాడు వాడు? యాకే అಷ್ಟು ಸಲ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ? ವೀಕ್ಲಿ ಒನ್ಸ್, ಮಿನಿಮಮ್ ವೀಕ್ಲಿ ಒನ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ವೀಕ್ಲಿ ಟ್ವೈಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್. ಅದಕ್ಕನೇ ಹೋಗಿದ್ದೀರಾ? ನಾವು ಅಂದಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ ನೀವು ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. Not send anybody. Don't pray to God that Please increase the corona so that I can go to home, like that. And then we'll make this as also hostel itself. The girls hostel, the boys hostel. Back salle a corner ittukondu matte classes ke helbeku. Law of periods. Law of periods. Third law. Kepler's third law or law of periods. So I said the statement itself yesterday. What is that? Square of the time period for the planet is directly proportional to cube of the radius of which axis? Semi-major axis. So t square time period of a planet to revolve around the sun for one round. What is the time period taken? Capital T only. So the time period of the square of the time period is directly proportional to the cube of semi-major axis. So whatever the value we are having, a is there, no? For that, if a is increasing at that time, what happens? Square of the time period also increases only. Kepler's second law states that square of the time period is directly proportional to cube of the radius of which axis? Semi-major axis. Only semi-major axis you have to take. How we got that? I will prove. So whenever a planet is revolving around the sun, this is a planet, let me take, it is revolving around the sun. Whenever it is revolving around the sun, nothing but in which motion it is revolving? In circular motion. So that which force will be there? Centrifugal force will be there. So that centrifugal force is there in this direction. Due to the sun, which force will be there? Gravitational attraction force will be there. So that gravitational attraction force is there in this direction. Not only Earth, that might be not only Earth. For any planet, sun is the main star, right, to revolve around. So that capital M is the mass of the sun and then small m is the mass of the planet. Between them also what force is there? Gravitational attraction force is there. So that only G capital M small m divided by, what is the distance here we will take? R square is the distance we will take. So G capital M small m by R square is equals to what I can write? Just mv square by R only. Why? Because that is what? Centrifugal force. So now here, first of all, Fg is equals to Fc. Fg is equals to G capital M small m divided by R square is equals to, this one centrifugal force is what? Mv square by small r. Mv square by R only, right? Then m gets cancelled here. And also this V I can write in terms of omega, right? Instead of mv square by R, one more formula is there. Mr omega square. Why? Because V is equals to, what is the formula? R omega. Then one of the R gets cancelled. What will be remaining? R omega square will be remaining. So that I can write it as Mr omega square. Mr omega square. See that mv square by R is equals to m into, what is the V value? R omega. So that R square omega square by R. R gets cancelled. Mr omega square. Then this will be Mr omega square. Then what we can get here? Omega is equals to, what I can write? Omega is equals to 2 pi by t. What is the omega formula? 2 pi by t only. So that omega is equals to 2 pi by t whole square is equals to, what is remaining? 1 by R is remaining here. So that 2 pi by t is equals to gm divided by R cube. Now these are the constant. If I take as a proportionality, then what we can get here? Directly t square is directly proportional to R cube. That is what I said here. T square is directly proportional to R cube. So the square of the time period is directly proportional to the radius of the semi-major axis. Clear, right? Cube of the semi-major axis. Write the statement. The square of time periods, the square of the time periods of a planet, square of the time periods of a planet is directly proportional to cube of the semi-major axis. Cube of the semi-major axis. Copy the derivation. Did I say geostationary satellite yesterday? No, right? Next one is geostationary satellite and polar satellites. Geostationary and polar satellites. Geostationary and polar satellites. So, what is geostationary satellite means? For example, if I take the earth and then around the earth the planet is revolving, let me take. So, that the geostationary satellite nothing but the time period of the earth and then time period of the satellite should be same. Okay, whenever the earth is revolving around one time, at that time planet will cover one round. Clear? Time period of the planet and then time period of the satellite will be same. 24 hours only. And also the geostationary satellite nothing but the satellite which will lies always in the equatorial plane of the earth. For example, if I take this is the earth and then this will be the equatorial plane, right? It will be there like this inside. I can draw with a line, but inside that is a sphere. The sphere it is there, so that around a sphere one line will be there. So that is the equatorial plane. Around that what will be there? Orbit will be there. All the geostationary satellites should be placed in what? Which plane? That is, I said, equatorial plane of orbit. Nothing but this is the equatorial plane. One round if you take, whenever you are cutting the sphere and then you are seeing from one side, that will be the equatorial plane only. So around that one orbit will be there. In that only geostationary satellites will be there. So that geostationary satellites will be at what height from the earth surface? Nothing but that will be at 36,000 kilometers. 36,000 kilometers nothing but how many times of the radius of the earth? Half. 6,400, right? 6,400 nothing but approximately 6 times. Approximately 6 times of radius of the earth. That should be of that much height. Nothing but the orbit should be that much of lengthy. If we take from the earth surface, it has to be there at what height? I am saying 6 times of the radius of the earth, otherwise 3,600 kilometers. And also here this is the height of the orbit, it should be height of the planet from the earth surface. Next what I said, time period of the earth and then time period of the planet should be same. How many hours that will be? Obviously 24 hours. In 24 hours the earth will revolve around it one time, then planet will rotate around the earth for one time. Clear? So it will cover entire earth within 24 hours. But earth is just revolving around it at one times only, 24 hours nothing but. So the time period of the earth and then time period of the planet should be same. And also one more thing is the angular velocity of the earth and then angular velocity of the planet also same only. So whenever here the earth is revolving around it with angular velocity omega, so at that time whenever it is revolving in the circular orbit, at that time it will have the angular velocity. That angular velocity and then this angular velocity should be same. Then only the time is same here. If the angular velocity is same, then only time will be same, right? Why? Because omega formula is what? 2 pi by t. So that the main thing is the distance of the geostationary satellite from the earth surface is almost 36,000 kilometers. That is approximately 6 times of the radius of the earth, approximately I am saying. And also the time period of the satellite and then time period of the earth for one rotation should be how much? Equal, that is 24 hours only. Then angular velocity of the earth and then angular velocity of the planet should be same. And also here one more important thing is the earth will rotate from which direction to which direction? West to east, very good. The earth will rotate from west to east. So the planet also will revolve around the earth from west to east only. So the direction of rotation should be same for the earth and then geostationary satellite. Geostationary, what is the meaning of that? Whenever you are observing from the earth, at that time you will feel it is a rest only. For example, let me take I am the earth and then this is the geostationary satellite. Whenever I see this is there in front of me in rest. Why? Because my speed and then its speed both are same only, right? Relative velocity is how much here? 0. 0 relative velocity means what I can say, it will be in rest. Whenever I rotate like this, meanwhile it will come from here to here. And then whenever I rotate in this direction, meanwhile it will come here to there. So always whenever I observe, I will feel that the planet is in rest only. So only we can say it as geostationary satellite. So this is the range of the height 36,000 kilometers. Time period will be equal, angular velocity will be equal, and then direction of rotation also equal only. That is from where to where. Always you have to remember this. You will get in magnetism also again. In magnetism and matter, earth magnetism concept will be there. No, there also you will get this only. So the earth will rotate from which direction to which direction? West to east. And all the geostationary satellites also has to revolve in which direction? Nothing but west to east only. And also next, what are the benefits of this one? Nothing but this telecommunication, everything, whatever the atmosphere we are knowing about the atmosphere, that and all will be the normal applications of the geostationary satellites. Clear, right? Next, polar satellites. Polar satellites means the orbit which should be there with the polar. Here you have to take from the polars, I have to take the orbit. Polar satellites nothing but that should be near to which one? We are reading everything about the poles only. So that only poles plane only. It should be on the poles plane only. So this will be the orbit, and then here somewhere the satellite will be there. And also mainly for this, what is the distance? This is how much? 36,000 kilometers, right? Geostationary satellite. For this satellite, how much kilometers? Nothing but it will be ranges from 500 kilometers to 800 kilometers. 500 to 800 kilometers. That is the height of the polar satellite. So whenever you compare the polar satellite to the equatorial satellite, otherwise geostationary satellite, it will be very near to the poles. How much distance? 500 kilometers to 800 kilometers. But this will be at what distance? 36,000 kilometers. Next one is mainly the time period. Time period will be what? Here time period of the polar satellite is 100 minutes. Just within 100 minutes only it will cover entire earth. 100 minutes nothing but almost 1.5 hour, right? In 1.5 hour it will just cover the earth for one time. Okay, 100 minutes is the time period of the polar satellites. And also the applications of these polar satellites also due to weather changes and then what happening in the poles and all we will study. Okay na? So these are the geostationary satellites and then polar satellites. Right, that geostationary satellite. All the geostationary satellites will be revolving. All the geostationary satellites will be revolving in equatorial plane of the earth. Equatorial plane, wait. Will be revolving in orbits, will be revolving in orbits in equatorial plane. In equatorial plane of the earth. The height of geostationary satellites from the earth is, height of geostationary satellites from the earth is approximately 6 times of radius of the earth, approximately 6 times of radius of the earth, or 36,000 kilometers. 36,000 kilometers. Next one, time period and angular velocity of, time period and angular velocity of earth and geostationary satellite, time period and angular velocity of earth and geostationary satellite will be same. The direction of rotation, the direction of rotation of earth and geostationary satellite is same. Direction of earth and then geostationary satellite will be same. In bracket, west to east, west to east. Next one is polar satellite, polar satellites. Polar satellites. This will revolve in polar orbits. This will revolve in polar orbits. In polar orbits, and the height from the earth is 500 to 800 kilometers. 500 to 800 kilometers. And time period is 100 minutes. 100 minutes. So I said this will revolve from which direction to which direction? Geostationary, west to east. This will revolve from north to south. Direction of revolution of polar satellites, direction of revolution of polar satellites is from north to south, is from north to south. And applications of this one is about the ozone layer and also about the poles and all, it will be there. So next one is, next problem, write a problem. An artificial satellite is moving, an artificial satellite is moving in a circular orbit, in a circular orbit around the earth with a speed equal to half of the magnitude an artificial satellite is moving in a circular orbit around the earth with a speed equals to half of the magnitude of escape velocity from the earth, In that first question, determine the height of the satellite. Determine the height of the satellite above the earth's surface. Determine height of the satellite above the Earth's surface. Second question. If the satellite is stopped suddenly, in its orbit, and allowed to fall freely on the Earth, find the speed with which it hits the surface of Earth. Find the answers. Height of the satellite you have to find out, and also with what velocity it will hit the surface of the Earth. I said that orbital velocity is exactly half of which velocity? Escape velocity. Find out the answer. Orbital velocity is exactly half of the escape velocity. There only half of the answer is there. How much? H is equals to? Very good. Very good, Mantrishti. H is equals to R you will get. And second one will be little difficult. You have to apply the conservation of energy. So see that there is no time. Look at the problem. I have said that orbital velocity is equal to how many times? Half of the escape velocity. Now the orbit is there at what height? H height from the Earth. So that orbital velocity formula is under root gm by only r plus h. R plus h. Why? Because it is revolving around the Earth at some height. The orbit is there at some height. And then that is equals to half of escape velocity from the Earth surface they are saying. Not from the height. From the Earth surface nothing but what will get? Under root 2gm by just r only. If they are projecting from some height at that time what will take? R plus h. They are just projecting from where? From the Earth surface only. So only you have to take under root 2gm by r is the escape velocity. Then whenever I do the squares on both the sides, then what will happen here? Gm gets cancelled. Then what will be remaining? R plus h is equals to this 2 will go inside and then 1 by 2r will be remaining. That's it. Everything gets cancelled there. Clear right here? Root 2 gets cancelled and then it is going inside. That's it. Just 1 by 2r will be there. Now 2r is equals to what I can write? R plus h. Then h is equals to what I can write? R. H is equals to r. That is the height of the satellite. Height of the orbit you can take otherwise. They are saying that the satellite is revolving in the orbit at what height? So for that, first of all it is revolving nothing but it will have the orbital velocity. That orbital velocity is what they are saying? Half of the escape velocity from the ground. That is important. If you take here also r plus h, your answer will be wrong. Clear, right? From the ground only. From the ground nothing but there is no height for the escape velocity. But for the orbital velocity, what is the height from the center? R plus h is there. Now from that h is equals to r I got. Next one is, whenever it is stopping suddenly, it stops suddenly and then it is falling on the ground. With what velocity it will hit the ground, they are asking. It is stopping suddenly. First of all, whenever the satellite is revolving in the orbit, at that time it will have what energy? Total energy is how much? Minus gmm by 2r, right? It will have the total energy, right? Kinetic energy as well as potential energy. So when it stops suddenly, at that time it will have total energy. Let me take E1 is equals to how much? Minus gmm by, what is the distance? 2r is the distance. The distance is r only, minus gmm by 2r we will get. And also whenever it is hitting the ground, it is striking with what velocity? V velocity. That velocity only you have to find out. And also whenever it strikes the ground, it will have which energies? One is kinetic energy because it is hitting. Another is which energy will be there? Gravitational potential energy will be there, because that is there where? On the surface of the earth. So that when hits the ground, hits the earth, at that time it will have total energy E2 is equals to, one is gravitational potential energy on the surface of the earth. How much it will be there? Gmm by just r only on the surface of the earth. And then after that it is hitting with what velocity? Velocity v means then we will have the energy is how much? Half m v square. Whenever it is hitting the ground, on the ground surface, what is the distance? This one, capital R only, right? Whenever it is hitting the ground, it is hitting the earth already. So what is the distance between the center and then surface? R only. So that you can take capital R here. Whenever it is stopping in the orbit, at that time what is the distance we will take? R plus h. Then from the conservation of energy, this total energy is converting as kinetic energy and then potential energy. So equate both and then get the answer. Energy initial is equals to energy E1 is equals to E2. You understand this one, right? Clearly. After that, this one is mainly whenever it is revolving in the orbit, at that time it is stopping suddenly. Suddenly it is stopping, nothing but it is attracting by earth only. So whenever it stops suddenly, how much energy will be there? Nothing but total energy, that is minus gmm by 2r will be there. So by that energy it is coming and then it is hitting the ground. Once it is hitting the earth, at that time after hitting, while hitting what energy will be there? Half m v square. Once it is there on the earth's surface, what energy will be there again? Potential energy will be there, gravitational potential energy. How much that is? Minus gmm by r, because it is there on the surface. Now this energy is converting as this energy, so that E1 is equals to what I can write? E2. From that you can get the velocity value. You can cancel everything and then get the velocity value. Which one? No, what total energy is there? When it stops suddenly, they said. Whenever it is stopping suddenly, at that time what is the total energy? That energy is, it is not stopping and it is not resting in the orbit again. Stop suddenly and then it is coming, no? Before stopping it was having how much energy? Gmm by r, 2r only, right? In the orbit. You are saying that stopping means velocity becomes 0, so that initial kinetic energy becomes 0. Correct? Huh? Which one? Stops suddenly and then falls directly. So that total energy, it is not taking time. Whatever the energy is there, that will be conserved into the, for coming only, always. Clear? Huh? So it is stopping and then it is in rest for some time, means that at that time velocity will be 0, then it will be potential energy only. Binding energy will be potential energy. This is the